Hello again to another Agakala React. Today we'll be watching 10 of the best, sexiest movies ever made from Entertainment-y. Let's see. Let's just get into it. Let's just see what's going on, and we see here the dirty dancing scene. There you go.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Bien? Je m'appelle Brian Lloyd, and this is 10 of the best, sexiest movies ever made. Alright, enough of that. Adrian Lyne made a career out of darkly erotic thrillers. You only have to look back over his filmography, Fatal Attraction, Indecent Proposal, Unfaithful, to know that he's taken on the subject more than once. 9.5 weeks sees Lyne at the height of both his and his cast's popularity. Mickey Rourke plays a mysterious Wall Street broker who meets art gallery assistant Kim Basinger and begins a tumultuous relationship with her that focuses on experimenting and pushing the boundaries of what she's capable of. You'll never look at a fridge in
I haven't seen the 50 Shades of Grey, but that kind of sounds similar,
and Deborah Kerr's passionate beach kiss might have caused outrage back in the 50s, but what From Here to Eternity reminds us of is about how context can make or break a film's tone. Lancaster plays an army sergeant who has an affair with his commanding officer's wife. Her character is openly sexual and admits that her marriage is a sham and that her husband is regularly unfaithful to her. Now you have to remember, this was during a time when marriages were still seen as the bedrock of a society, so for a film to take aim so incisively at it, let alone have you root for an affair, was unique for its time. Although The Lost Boys is a teenage horror film, there is a huge amount of sexuality and sensuality going on. Jason Patric's obsession with Star, played by Jamie Gertz, serves as the catalyst for the film. Not only that, you have the burgeoning relationship between their fuddy-duddy mother, played by Diane Wiest, and Edward Herrmann play into that as well. Also, that saxophone player, he's burned into a lot of people's minds. BDSM is by its very nature off-putting. The idea of hurting another person for sexual gratification might seem odd on the outside looking in, but what Secretary does so brilliantly is that it shows that it can be a healing and beautiful thing for both parties. When you consider Secretary next to, say, 50 Shades of Grey, it's like the difference between night and day. Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader's on-screen relationship is by no means conventional, yet it's more honest, considerate and believable than anything you're likely to find in 50 Shades of Grey, or even anything close to it. Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis
that movie is awesome.
Easily the greatest romantic comedy ever made.
So funny.
I mean, what really is there to say that hasn't already been said about Some Like It Hot? It just oozes.
So far I think it's the only movie that I've seen from that list.
And also how it dealt with homosexuality, cross-dressing, not to mention the fact that the romantic lead has some kind of agency. It was all way ahead of its time. This is probably one of the few examples on this list of a movie that you could probably watch with your parents and it not get super weird. On the surface, The Mask of Zorro is a swashbuckling adventure with Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, and roles both of them were born to play. The action, incredibly well staged. James Horner's score evokes the soaring romance of it all. Yet, there is no denying that scene where the two of them fence against one another, resulting in Zorro expertly slicing off Catherine Zeta-Jones' clothes, is absolute filth. There is likely not a young woman in Ireland who doesn't know Dirty Dancing intimately. It's not just the soundtrack, it is fantastic, and it's not just the tale of sexual awakening through the medium of dance and Patrick Swayze, it's more. Dirty Dancing was in fact a mirror for Ireland's psyche. A repressed, sheltered existence is suddenly shocked to life by the arrival of a swaggering, mysterious stranger who teaches her about spaghetti arms and keeping focus and carrying watermelons. The amount of injuries sustained by people trying to do the lift and failing must be in the thousands.
Yeah, probably.
David Lynch's films are marked out for their
unique
this
one is
visual flair
weird
and ability to baffle audiences. Lynch has said on numerous occasions that his work is interpretive and that we project our own meaning onto it. Whatever the case may be, it's clear that Mulholland Drive is one of his finest works. The relationship that develops between Naomi Watts and Laura Elena Haring is mixed with beauty and without luridness or gratuitousness. As for the rest of the film, no idea what's going on. But damn it if it isn't pretty.
Still don't know what that was going on in the
Lawrence Kasdan, the screenwriter behind The Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark, made his first foray into directing by tangling with a semi-remake of noir classic Double Indemnity. The movie, Body Heat. William Hurt plays a lawyer who's drawn in by femme fatale Kathleen Turner to murder her millionaire husband, played by Richard Crenna. John Barry's iconic jazz score plays beautifully over the lush surrounds of small-town Florida. The film is known for its many sex scenes, but what makes Body Heat stick is the incredible performance by Kathleen Turner. Vamping it up and calling back to the likes of Barbara Stanwyck and Laura McCall, Turner's screen presence was unmistakable. Although it's in the trappings of a crime thriller, Out of Sight smoulders with sexuality. Jennifer Lopez, in arguably her best performance, plays a hard-as-nails US Marshal who's tasked with tracking down bank robber George Clooney. The hunt becomes more than just Lopez's character getting her man, and the chemistry between them is electric and so clearly defined that it's impossible to watch it and not yearn for something to happen between them. Mix that in with Steven Soderbergh at the height of his powers in David Holmes' lounge music soundtrack, and you've got one of the best films of the 90s. And for my money, the sexiest movie ever made. Well, I'm gonna take a cold shower after all of that.
I don't know, what do you think, guys? Because, like I said, I haven't really seen that many of those. And for some reason, I thought that was from What Culture? But it's not. It's from Entertainment.ie. That's something that I should subscribe to. Oh, there you go, guys. Do I agree with that list? I can't say, because first of all, I don't remember number one, the Body Heat with Jennifer Lopez and no, not the Body Heat. Guys, my memory is just fucking like fruit fly or something. I can't even remember what was number one. It was just like 2 seconds ago. Anyway, so yeah, I think I've seen maybe 3 or 4 movies out of the 10. So I can't really say much. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.